y'all, Sherry G here. Welcome back to my channel. So look, I've been re-listening to, re-watching that trailer that Own dropped of season 6. I guess you could say the mid-season or the second half of Love and Marriage Huntsville season 6. Yeah, I've been going back through it, making sure that there wasn't anything I missed because I felt like there was a lot packed into that particular trailer. And honestly, guys, my honest feeling is that there's just a lot of fakerism in that whole trailer, that people really don't have much of a storyline. And so to me, I liken some of these things that I've seen, or some of the things that they showed us in that particular trailer, to dramedy. Just a little bit of drama and a little bit of comedy. And one of the particular scenes is where Marsau and Martell are sitting down together, and they're kind of going back and forth about some things. They're discussing Scold, the fact that, allegedly Martell owes Marsau $3,700. So that particular scene, to me, I was like, okay, so Marsau's flexing, but maybe his flex is Martell's blessing. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and give some commentary on that. Of course, I need to go ahead and drop my disclaimer first because I want to make sure we don't get any channel strikes over here. If you haven't done so, in the meantime, in between time, please go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Hang tight. Let me run my disclaimer. I'll be right back with my commentary. Okay, y'all, so you heard it. And look, by the way, I apologize for the quality of that audio. I tried to fix it and I couldn't, so I apologize. Anyhow, in this particular segment, it starts off with Chris Fletcher and Martell talking, and in their conversation, Chris actually reveals to Martell that Marsau was saying, "Look who owns Scold now." And so when I sat back, I kind of laughed. I'm like, okay, so I guess somewhere along the line, Marsau was flexing. But to me, Marsau's flex is Martell's blessing. So before I even get into why I'm saying that, let me go ahead and put this out here too. I know there was some confusion around who was actually the owner of Scold. Marsau was never in question. So let me go ahead and say that. But there was at one particular point in time where people were assuming or alleging that he and Martell somehow joined hands at the helm of Scold. And I think that this particular scene kind of puts that to bed, right? Meaning Martell doesn't own any part of Scold Industries, in my opinion. I do believe that I saw paperwork on, and I forgot whose channel it was, but there was actually paperwork, and it did show Martell's name on there, but it did not say that he was an actual owner. And when I went back and looked, like 2 or 3 times, I still only saw Marsau listed as the vice president and owner of Scold. And I actually didn't see Martell's name. So I did hear that perhaps it was just to prove that they did that at one time so that Martell could kind of prove, I guess, in the courts, and this is an allegation, that he had some type of employment. I don't know. But like I said, one of the things that stood out to me was, okay, Marsau's flexing, but it kind of cleared up to me that whole confusion around Martell having any ownership in Scold and them being partners together. So I know Tisha was dead set against that at one particular point in time. She didn't want to bring Martell onto Scold. So anywho, I think that kind of clears that up. We'll find out more. We'll find out more when the second half of this season plays. Anyway, going back to what I said about Marsau's flex being Martel's blessing. The reason why I say that is because, yes, it is true that Melody and Martel were the ones who actually started Skull Industries, and Marsau acquired the company from them. It is true, allegedly. I'm going to say allegedly. Well, how can something allegedly be true? But anyway, Marceau did all of this with the help of Melody. Melody helping him get his builder's license, showing him the ropes of that particular business, etc., etc., etc. However, the Scout Industries of today looks nothing like the Scout Industries of yesteryears when Melody and Martel were at the helm. So to me, Martel should count his blessings. And I say that because when a Scout Industries was first started, it was built off of integrity. In my opinion, it was built off integrity. It was built for profit, of course, but with the customers in mind. It was a sound business. And Martel and Melody, or Melody and Martel's reputations as sound business owners preceded them, and that's what helped them build this company. Their reputation as sound business owners when they were the business owners of Holt Custom Homes. When they owned Holt Custom Homes, everyone knew them as sound business owners, right? They didn't do anything, like what we're seeing that's happening with Scout Industries today. The business was sound. The business was trustworthy. The business had acquired, good contacts. They had good contacts to help them when they went forward with Scout Industries. So they already knew people in the business. Their names were already out there. So when they started Scout Industries, they were known as trustworthy business owners. Now, Marsau, on the other hand, was starting fresh. People didn't really even know him. And so to me, he was handed a gold mine, but he didn't handle it with tender loving care based on the recent allegations that we're seeing, such as the lawsuit with Zen Garden, that $5.5 million lawsuit that is going on right now today. And then there were two other allegations that we know of that were live in these YouTube streets. So to me, Martel should count it a blessing because I don't think he's in a position, this is my opinion, he's in a position to have to deal with a company that's being accused of shoddy work, incomplete work, of being lazy, and all of the other things that go along with those allegations, missing materials, things like that. It's a hot mess, and according to these YouTube streets and everything that we're hearing out here, Martel is in no financial position to have any more of a negative impact on his name in any way, shape, or form. He has a lot of things going on, a lot of things that he personally needs to overcome. So while Marsau is flexing, Martel should be counting this as a blessing that he's no longer with, or associated with Scout Industries, and that he did not join hands at the helm to, be an owner with Marsau or to have any part of the company. And there's recent allegations that Martel has to actually look for a place of residence. And this is just according to a recent, what it was like a little snippet that OWN recently dropped, or it's somewhere on YouTube, I saw it, where OWN dropped a little snippet of some of the scenes that are coming up, and they were just like really short pieces. So there was this really little short conversation between Martel and Chris Fletcher, where Chris is, it seems like, telling him that he has to be out of that home because the current owners can actually have him evicted, and that would be just highly embarrassing in my opinion. And Martel, again, like I said, he has enough to worry about. So anyway, guys, that's all I have to say. Like, to me, some of these scenes they're just not believable. They're just not real. This particular scene, It's believable. It's real. I don't know about the $3,700 that Martell is supposed to own Marsau, and it doesn't matter because, well, look who's talking. It's like the pot calling the kettle black. Not that necessarily Marsau owns Martell money, but Marsau owns a lot of other people money, allegedly, right? So anyway, that's all I have to say. It's pretty comical, some of these scenes. I will be back with more later. In the meantime, like this video, subscribe to the channel. Hang tight. I'll be back. Until then, ciao.